Duane Chapman, aka Dog the Bounty Hunter, may be known for tracking down fugitives, but keeping his own family close? That's been a whole different kind of chase. With 12 children from several relationships, Dog's parenting journey has been anything but calm. Like his marriages, his relationships with his kids have seen major ups, messy downs, and everything in between. So, let's get into it right away. Duane Chapman has been married over 6 times so far, and it's honestly no surprise he's got so many kids. In fact, he didn't even know he had a firstborn son, Christopher Michael Hecht, until years later. Back in 1973, while Dog was serving time in prison, his then-girlfriend Debbie White gave birth to Chris, but never told him. Sadly, Debbie died by suicide in 1978, and Chris was adopted by Keith and Gloria Hecht. According to Gloria, Dog finally reached out when Chris was 19, but life hasn't been easy for Chris. He's battled addiction for decades and racked up a pretty serious rap sheet, including hate crimes. Most recently, he served a 3-year stint behind bars from 2021 to 2023 for assault and crimes against an at-risk adult. Still, Dog hasn't turned his back on him, always stepping in to help when Chris is back on the outside. But before this, Dog was married to his first wife, Lefonda Sue Darnell, by whom he has 2 children, Duane Lee Chapman II and Leland Blaine Chapman. Both the boys followed in their dad's footsteps as bounty hunters, even starring on Dog the Bounty Hunter. Duane Lee Jr., who grew up in Pampa, Texas, eventually left the show in 2012 due to his conflicts with Dog's then-new wife, Beth Chapman. He didn't like being micromanaged, and since Beth was in control of the financial side, he said that he was underpaid for his work. After leaving, Duane Lee started a bail bond business in Florida and has stayed out of the spotlight since. He was once married to Teresa R. Roybal, but divorced in 2008 and has a son, Dylan, from a previous relationship. Leland, born in 1976, also took a step back around the same time, but later reconciled with Dog and Beth, appearing in On the Hunt in 2013. Their strong father-son bond has continued, with Leland publicly supporting his dad and even updating fans during Dog's search for Brian Laundrie back in 2021. Dog's second marriage was to Anne Tegnell, and together they had 3 children. Their first, Zebediah Chapman, was born prematurely on January 1st, 1980, but tragically died less than a month later. Later that same year, on November 14th, Anne gave birth to their second child, Wesley Chapman. Unlike many of Dog's kids, Wesley took a completely different path. He now runs Chapman Springs Ranch in northern Idaho with his wife, Jody. But his bond with Dog wasn't always solid. In 2019, Wesley shared that his father was absent for most of his life and only reconnected with him when he was 38. Still, he's grateful to finally have that relationship now. Their third child, James Robert J.R. Chapman, was born in 1982. After Dog and Anne split, she moved to Utah with both James and Wesley, and Dog had little to no contact with them growing up. While JR once made a brief appearance on Dog the Bounty Hunter, he's remained mostly out of the public eye, preferring to keep a low profile. Moving on, his third marriage was to Lissa Ray Britton, and according to Dog, he even offered Lissa $1,000 to have his child. So on June 8, 1982, Dog had his first daughter, Barbara Katie Chapman. But sadly, she passed away at just the age of 23 in May 2006 in a car crash, a day before Dog's wedding to Beth. Then, Britton gave birth to Tucker D. Chapman in September 1983. But his relationship with both his father and the law has been rocky. At just 18, Tucker was arrested for armed robbery in 2007 and sentenced to 20 years behind bars. However, he was released on parole after serving 4 years. That same year, Tucker and Dog's relationship hit a major low. Duane had a problem with Tucker's girlfriend being a black woman at the time and left a voicemail with racial slurs. Tucker recorded the call and sold it to the National Enquirer, which caused a massive scandal. A&E even suspended production of Dog the Bounty Hunter pending investigation. Dog later issued a public apology, admitting he had failed as a father and expressed how he wanted to be a better father for him, especially since he was out on parole. Since then, Tucker has stayed out of the spotlight and off social media, with his last Instagram post dating back to 2017. And the third child Duane had with his ex-wife, Britain was Lissa Ray, aka Baby Lissa, born on June 10, 1987. She too joined in her father's footsteps and claimed herself as the youngest licensed bail bondsman of Hawaii when she was 18 years old. She had her first child at just the age of 15 by a 24-year-old guy who was later arrested for statutory rape. Later in 2011, after her divorce from her ex-husband, Brahman Bogalanti, Lisa was arrested for criminal property damage and assaulting a police officer. Now, however, she's come out as lesbian and has been married to her wife, Liana Evenson, since 2022, and has even started her own clothing line called Baby by Lissa Chapman. Baby Lissa may have a great relationship with her father, as of late, but it wasn't always like that. In her 2013 memoir, Walking on Eggshells, Discovering Strength and Courage Amid Chaos, she revealed that her stepmother, Duane's now deceased wife Beth, was difficult to get along with and that Duane was addicted to crack. She also said that she falsely accused her father of raping her when she was 11 years old after being molested by one of his friends. It was a horrible life that I never wanted to go back to, living with him and Beth and the fighting and the drugs, she said. Coming to his fourth wife, Tawny Marie Chapman, he had no kids with her. But with his fifth wife, Alice Elizabeth Barmore, aka Beth, he has two more kids, Bonnie Joanne Chapman, born December 16, 1998, and Gary Chapman, born on February 7, 2001. Duane even adopted Beth's daughter she had from her previous relationship, Cecily Barmore Chapman. Bonnie is now a beauty influencer, and she was always very close with Mom, especially during her cancer battle. But after Beth passed away in 2019, things between Bonnie and Duane went downhill big time. When Duane got married to his sixth and current wife, Francie Frayne, in 2021, Bonnie and Cecily decided to come forward and expose him. Bonnie accused Duane of being homophobic and racist and claimed she was not invited to his wedding to Francie because she supported Black Lives Matter. Cecily and Bonnie also revealed how Duane cheated on Beth throughout their marriage. After Beth passed away, they said that Duane completely cut them off from his life. As soon as Beth passed away and started dating Francie, Duane started neglecting them and the family. But while Bonnie still hasn't made up with her dad, Cecily, on the other hand, sure has moved on and reconciled with him. Lastly, we have Gary, Beth and Duane's youngest, who is now a police officer. And just recently, on January 23, 2025, Gary even got married to his wife, keeping details about her super private. Unlike his sister's relationship with Duane, it's been a perfect father and son relationship for him. He occasionally posts about him calling him the best dad ever. And Duane also shows how proud he is of him too. Back in June 2023, Duane took to Instagram to introduce John, his son, whom he had secretly fathered. That was the first and last time we saw John.
Thank you for checking this video out. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for new videos every day. Turn that bell notification on if you want to hear from us, and comment down below if you've subscribed, and we'll make sure to reply and thank as many of you as we possibly can.